Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. How are we doing? Haku's already here. Haku's already ready. Good morning, everybody. Let me say good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Ariella. Good morning, Glued. Good morning, Andrew. Thank you for the hydrate. Good morning, Moth. How are you? Thank you for using the check-in to give me a color. We are working on making a community sweater out of all of the colors given. This is where we currently are. If you have not used the Streamiversary check-in to say that you were here at 3 years, do it. Give me a color. I'll put you in. I'll put you in. Hi, Big Cuddle Monster. Hello, good morning. Dragon Priestess. Hello, Pixie. Hi. Hello. Good morning, Omega. Good morning, JC. Good morning, say good morning. Good morning, everybody who I maybe didn't say good morning to. Good morning. Turquoise. I will do turquoise for you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good. I think that puts us at 97 redeems. 97 redeems. Oh yes, my cat is a seer, a great seer. He knows how to read the future. Speaking of, Zay would like to know Zay's future. Haku. Oh, great seer Haku. Your people would like you to read the cards for them. Just like yesterday, tell me when you feel you're good for shuffles. Yep, Zay needs to know. Good? Okay. Haku. Oh, that one. Okay. There we go. Oh, that one. Okay. And one more. Haku. Haku. One more. Haku. Here. Here. Can you pick one more card? No, not right. Maybe if I do it over here. No, you don't need to go over there. Pick a card. Haku. Haku. Card. Card. Haku. I will give you treats if you pick card. Oh, that one. Okay. He booped that one with his nose. Okay. Haku knows things. Yeah, Haku knows things. Hi, Solarial. Good morning. Hi, Moth. Okay, your payment for reading the future. There's your payment. Haku knows things. Yes, Haku knows things. Let's see if I can get. There we go. Hold on. Hold on. I'm whapping you. I'm sorry. I might be able to get the top-down camera to cooperate. Let's see. Oh, hi, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. He doesn't want anyone to know the future. I know. I thought that. I was like, that'd be pretty sad. It'd be pretty sad. Where is... Again for the camera. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe if I did my, there we go. Here we go. Come on. No? Top-down camera does not want to cooperate today. Okay, fine. Okay, present. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Reversed. Okay. Haku says, expect disappointment from someone fickle or untrustworthy. Okay? Be wary of those so excited of possibility and perfection that they never see things through. Consider breaking ties with a lover who is unpredictable or has commitment issues. Okay? Okay? Haku ain't holding back. No, Haku doesn't know how to hold back. Okay? 7 of Swords upright. This is your present. 7 of Swords. Someone may try to take what is yours. Whether your money, belongings, time, space, career, or reputation. A lover may be demanding or dishonest. Be watchful. Retain what is yours and do your best to uncover any mistruths. And your future! Page of Swords reversed. Page of Swords reversed. Be wary of anyone who seems greedy for attention or prone to gossip. This person is unconcerned with the accuracy of the rumors they spread, so it is vital that you be especially disconcerting at this time. The misinformation you encounter may be obvious or subtle. Good luck, Say! Good luck! Good luck. So that was your future. That was your reading by Haku. That was your reading by Haku. I heard a rumor. Uh-oh. Is it Ariella? Is it Ariella? Is it Ariella? Let me get our sweater. Nobody panic. Get our sweater. Let me move that camera back so it's out of my way so I can open my door. Sorry, Haku's attacking me. Don't mind me screaming. Also, please give me attention. You have a half day? Nice. Brilliant. Jack Roses? Hello, good morning. Happy 6 second month. Happy 6 second month. What color can I grab for you? What's your favorite color? What color are your heart balls?
For 6 months. Morning.
Your heart balls. Your heart balls. What color are your heart balls? Yeah. So we're working on a sweater today. It is upside down right now, but it is very stripy. Very stripy. It's got very poofy sleeves. These are the sleeves. Yeah. Hi, Lizzie. I'll get you purple. This purple ball is for you, Jack Roses. We squeezy it. And it goes into the jar with a roar. Thank you! JC picked the colors. I didn't pick the colors, JC did. JC got this yarn for me and told me, make something for yourself! Exactly in that tone. And that is how we got to working on this rainbow striped sweater. Well, it took me a while. What a tone. Yeah, that's JC forcing me to do things. I showed you rainbow yarn. Bought the set that you like the most. I don't remember anymore, JC. How long ago did we get this yarn? It was a while ago. The impression of JC is uncanny. So yeah. Yeah, it is rainbow. No big stripes. This is the start of me learning how to make this my dream sweater, which is an Edwardian bicycling sweater. I'm doing it by sweater steps. So I'm only adding a couple new things at a time. This one I chose because it has the puff sleeves, but not the cuff or the cables or the turtleneck. Although I'm on the fence about turtlenecks in general. I got a tracking number. For what? Oh, for your for your eyeball. Yeah, I'm sending you an eyeball. Sending you an eyeball. I think I liked doing how I did that this time around, where I made a couple things special for the season, and then do you have a picture of the dream sweater? I don't know if I've ever seen it. Well, you see, it all started out with Bernadette Banner. You don't know Bernadette Banner? Let me see if I can find a picture of said sweater. It started out with this sweater. Okay. Specifically this sweater. But also, I ended up finding a pattern that I liked that had cables, so we'll give me a second. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. There we go. This sweater. This sweater specifically. And I was like, I need to find this sweater, but then it was too expensive for me. Okay? It was too expensive for me. So, to purchase. So I ended up sewing it instead. I'm sure you've seen the version of it that I sewed. I put together 2 sweaters. That Bernadette. Yes, this Bernadette. I put together 2 sweaters and I made a sweater. Okay? I did a whole video on it, not that my sewing content was still available. I made my own. I made my own. Not that you can see what it looks like, because it's black. But I made my own. You can't see it because it's in front of me, also wearing black. This sweater, I have a picture of it. I can just show you the picture. Hold on. Because I made it in a YouTube video, I have pictures of it. So I could just show you that. Not the video, but the pictures of it. YouTube. It was pretty late in my YouTube days. Pretty late in my YouTube days. There it is. There we go. There we go. It's way cuter watching you struggle, though. There we go. Oh, I can still struggle. To be fair, I'm still allowed to struggle. I'm still allowed to struggle. There you go. There's the sweater in question. Get on a bike and do crimes. Well, yeah. What else would I be doing as an Edwardian? So this sweater, that's the sweater. So this is the one I sewed. I took 2 sweaters. The cuffs and the body of the sweater are 1 sweater. Okay. And then these sleeves are another whole sweater. One sleeve is the front of the sweater, one sleeve is the back of the sweater. And it was not a small sweater. I took a 1XL sweater and I used all of the front and all of the back to make the sleeves. Yep. Did you sew the remains into it? No, there was not enough. Okay, so this is the whole of the sleeves of this sweater. So this body, this sweater body, belongs to these sleeves. This is the whole sleeve of this sweater. This is the whole sleeve of this sweater. This is an additional sweater, all of the front and all of the back. So all that was left of the second sweater was the sleeves. So there was not enough left to make a second sweater. Like, these sleeves are about yay wide when they're not gathered. Haku, you cannot be on my desk. Just because you want treats does not mean you're going on the desk. You're not allowed. No. Yeah. So I made this sweater, but it made me want to... Haku! You're not getting treats if you're on the desk. The tube top of Doom, I refuse to wear. There wasn't even enough to make a tube top, to be fair. Do you want attention? Stay off my desk. There's not room for Haku on the desk. Nope. No. There. No more treats. So yeah, so I made that sweater, but it made me want to knit my own. So therefore I learned knitting, and that's when I started the Doctor Who scarf. Yep. That's how I started the Doctor Who scarf. Is because I saw that sweater and I started knitting, but then I wasn't patient enough to wait to be able to knit that sweater, so I sewed one and sewed one instead. I did not have a pattern, I just kind of made it up. Because that's the kind of person I am. And, you don't see a cat. What cat? Streaking across the desk? Yeah. So I started learning how to knit, and then I just finally recently, hi Rainbow, finished the Doctor Who scarf. But this is the first step in... Hey, don't bite me! Yeah. I have a goal of making a sweater that has a pouch for a cat. Because, obviously I need to be able to scoop my cat and put him... in a pocket. I'm not letting you get on my desk. So let me go to the website where I can kind of show you, what the, where we're going. So this is the first of the sweaters, I am making of the few that I will be making. boop, 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 boop. Why are we getting bigger instead of smaller? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. There we go. Second. And the third. Okay. So you can see. So you can see where we're going. So this is the sweater we're currently making. No, Rainbow, I'm on a diet. We're not looking for new patterns. This is the one I'm working on right now. Except I'm doing mine in rainbow stripes instead of two colors for stripes. I'm doing mine in rainbows. A pattern diet, yes. Yes. So this is the one we're currently working on. This is my step 1. Because it has the puffy sleeves, but not the cuffs. Hi, Mossy. This is step 2. Has the cuffs. Is a little more fitted. Okay. This is step 2. I will. I have a plan to, Ghost Class. And then this is step 3. So this is where we're going, Glued. This is the dream sweater. Right here. This is what we're going for. Yeah. I think that I'm on an increase round. Let me check. 5, 6. Yes, this is an increase round. So yeah, this is the dream sweater. This is where we're going. This is where we started. The sweater I'm currently working on. This is where we're going. I didn't want to learn all of the new things all at once, so I'm doing it in 3 sweater steps. Yeah. This is Fable Knitwear. I would say this is more advanced. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about knitting it. It is more advanced. I have not tried to make the Victoriana yet, but I am currently working on the Pigalle. So yeah. Balls? That's what came to your heart? Sensei alert didn't work. Can you imagine balls coming to TK's heart? Can you imagine? Sweater steps. Sound unstable. Wood seems safer. Wood seems safer. Indeed, it might be. Hi, Mel. How are you? Good morning. It's green balls for you, TK. We squeezy it. And it goes into the jar with a roar. I can never knitting. It just doesn't click in my brain as well. Yeah, so this is pretty advanced. I have not seen a crochet pattern for this that looked like it would do what I wanted it to do, so it's
chant from the heart.
Excuse me.
Balls? That's what came to your heart?
Excuse me, balls in your heart? This ball's for you, TK. Thank you for that gifted sub to Melemony. This ball is for you, and we squeeze it, and it goes into the jar with a roar. It's a true prize here. I need to remember to message Codex. I need to remember to message Codex to see what she wants for next month, so I can get started on it. Can't have Mel naked in chat. No, we can't have Mel naked in chat. That'd be weird. Message Codex about Jar's room. Yeah, I will. We had two things that we had discussed, and I don't know if she picked one yet. Also, my phone just vibrated, which makes me think that Codex bot is yelling at me. Okay, no. It was a text message from my brother. That's what it was. It's not Codex bot. Which is what I call my reminder bot. Codex bot. That's its name. Gradually making my way through the cooking VOD. Codex is hilarious. Codex is hilarious. I agree. We love her. In this here neck of these here woods. There's one of my best friends! They will crochet, but I can't find any of my Tunisian hooks or my cabled hooks. Got you. Got you. Yeah, I just have not seen a crochet pattern that... And it's not the cables that is the thing, it's the... You put a hashtag in front of that. You don't need to put a hashtag in front of it if you want me to remind you. I'll come help you out of bed. Yeah, it's not the cables. It's the finding a suitable pattern because I didn't know how to make that thing happen. That's the problem. The sleeves the way they are. I feel like they wouldn't be as nice in crochet as they would be in knitting. To be fair, that was the main hang-up for me, was the fact that the fabric of crochet is much thicker than the fabric of knit, which would make the puff sleeves be super bulky and heavy because you're crocheting over stitches. Yeah. So that's why I didn't want to crochet. And plus, at the time, I didn't know how to crochet. When I started Fiber Arts, I learned how to knit first. Hi, Waddle! I just did it, yes, the day before yesterday. So yesterday was the first stream with the hair. It's just dark brown. It's just dark brown. Matches my eyebrows. I'm trying not to dye my hair for a while. I'm hoping that this sticks so that I don't have to dye for a long amount of time. I'm trying to grow my hair out a little bit. But, my hair doesn't really take dye very well anymore. Which is why the red was, like, weird. Trying to do a reset, growing it, yeah, both. Both! I feel short today. I'm not sitting up. I realized that my spine was completely folded in on itself. It was completely folded in on itself. Shramp. Yeah, I shramp really good. I shramp harder than the normal individual. I loved having bright red hair, but the maintenance, even with permanent dye, was too much to deal with. Yeah, it's just my hair didn't take dye anymore by that point. So here we are. Trying to go dark to see if it stays long enough to get my hair to grow out, long enough to get the parts that don't take dye anymore cut out. I was debating growing out my hair. I'm never-endingly there. Inside me are two wolves, and one of them wants to look feminine, and one of them wants to look masculine, and they are disagreeing with each other all the time, okay? Because I go back and forth on a daily basis. So therefore, it's a never-ending thing where I'm like, I'll grow out my hair because it looked so cute, but no, I want to look this way. No, I want to look that way. So here we are. Here we are. Here we are. But it's a never-ending thing. It's a never-ending thing. If you get it, you get it, you know? You know? You know, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. Left half, right half. Looks like time consuming. Yes. 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 It's time consuming. Morning. Good morning, Dragon Rider Cat! I want to cut my hair in other days where I'm like, but I like it. Yeah. There's gotta be a style that can be styled. This is currently what I have. Glued with gold. I think this works well for that. You know? Yep. A faux hawk. I could do. We tried to do a faux hawk the other day, Melemony. It didn't work out very well. I don't know the names of hairstyles because I cut my own hair. Yeah. So yeah. I don't like wearing wigs. It's a sensory thing. Yeah, so no, just because I have short hair doesn't mean that there's not hair in my projects. Yeah, I thought about growing out the top of my hair, but we'll see if it ever gets that far. I tend to have gender panic as soon as the back of my hair starts to get any length to it. Which is why I told Codex to tell me not to cut my hair. But I'm really bad at actually following through with telling someone before I do it. So, you know. Yeah, just because I don't have long enough hair to get stuck in my projects doesn't mean there's no one around here with that's getting there. Actually, it's worse because I've said before, partner has the most thick, luscious, curly locks that exist in the history of hair, and they're also very long. And I get into all of my projects, and you also can't pull them out because they're thick and strong enough hair that they don't break. It doesn't break. You can't pull it out, so you have to pay attention if there's hair trying to get in your project. It's a thing here. It's a thing here, okay? It's a thing in this household. Find a way into our projects no matter what. It's usually my cat hair. You're knitting. You crochet and knit? Yeah. I started knitting I started knitting first. The knitting was my first of the yarn arts. My first fiber art technically was sewing. I'm gonna count that as fiber art. Use fiber to make sewing projects. And yeah. Which one do you prefer? I don't prefer either. I don't have a preference. They're two very different things to me. They have different purposes. They're not a comparative hobby in my opinion. Yes, they use some of the same things, but they're not comparative to me. It depends on what I'm making and if it's possible with one or the other. You cannot make the same things all the time with knitting and crochet. There you go. Yeah, you can make similar things, but they're gonna turn out very different. Getting into the hobby like a story of political radicalization while knitting is political. Fun fact. Just in case you didn't know. Well, that's a story for another day. That's a story for another day. Okay, that's our second increase of the round. Started with a bit of sewing. Nowadays, just don't knit near public intersections. Yeah. So yeah, I do both, for very different reasons. Not everything I make, like you can make most things with either or, but there are things that I don't think I would like. You can make socks, you can crochet socks. Do I highly recommend it? No, I don't. While talking to yourself, no, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, some people like them. However, I would tell you not to wear them in shoes. They will give you blisters. Women knit secret code. Yeah, women knit secret codes in projects during World War One. Yeah, and World War Two. Yeah, send messages. Yeah. You can put code into knitting. Not just Morse code. You can do lots of things. As long as they know what each stitch means, then, you know, it works out. Crocheting socks, unless you're using crochet thread. But why torture yourself? Yeah. Yeah. Encode your socks. Yeah. Also quilters. Yes. Fiber arts are inherently a little bit political. It's just how it's been. Texture-wise, and I don't care for the crochet socks. As you said, shoes, yeah, crochet ones don't work. They're great slippers. Yes, add that to the bottom. So yeah. Now I'm tempted to make Morse code socks or something. Because I hadn't thought about it in a while. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe. Could knit some anarchy socks. Anarchy socks. Plus, I've always wanted to write my own sock knitting pattern, mostly because I don't like anyone else's sock knitting pattern. It's a problem I have. It's a problem I have. Okay, so I need to raise my marker here up. Because we're gonna do 6 rows. 6 rows of stitching before we have to increase again. And my cables are too long to just leave it out, so I like to bunch mine up. I like to bunch my sweater up so that I can have enough room to not have to slide my stitches every 2 seconds. I think this is one of the fastest sweaters I've knitted thus far. Because I'm really enjoying it. There are knits that I will put off forever just because I'm not loving it. And yeah. This is not one of them. I'm actually a fan of this. I'm actually a fan of this. I highly recommend. The designer itself, they do patterns in, I think it's Danish. And Danish? Is it Danish? Are knit Afghans with holes fixable? Yes. Yes. It's knit, correct? What kind of hole? Is it a run? Most fabric is fixable. Varying ways. I have a pair of tights that I fixed that had a hole in them. Are knit mittens beginner friendly? They were the third project I made, Glued. Hold on. Nobody panic. Watch this beautiful clip while I go grab my knit mittens. For Glued. Yeah. There you go. You can, there you go. Don't panic. I'll be back in a second.
Well, you'll see later today, but like, I just appreciate the hell out of it, because it really does make all the difference in the world to have a supportive, a supportive team.
You ready?
And they work very well together, which I also appreciate.
I am moist sure I don't know what you're talking about. I moist certainly would not troll you just because I can.
We're the like second or third thing that I knit.
Well,
unfortunately I have to remake the second one because my cat tried to eat them. Tried to eat the other one, so like I said, you're not a good judge of a beginner. Yeah. Ooh, look at these beautiful mittens. Yeah, I want to remake these actually, in wool. Gah! Haku! You scared me! It fell off my computer and startled me. Don't mind me. It made me jump. There you go. I don't like mittens though. I prefer mittens. So yeah, these were like the third thing that I knit. They got little skulls on them. They got a pattern on it. Yeah. I want to remake those. In fact, I might. That might be... I have the pattern still, so I could. I got some mittens because they were sewn from old wool sweaters. I want to like them, but the mittens just feel weird to you. Oh, that's okay. It's okay. Old wool is scratchy, by the way, typically. The processing at the time was not as good as it is now. So yeah, I might remake these mittens. They're done in acrylic right now. I didn't have access to wool at the time because wool was too expensive. I didn't have a job when I started knitting, so I had to use whatever was the most cost effective, which was acrylic at the time. Which is not preferred to me. So yeah, just having my hands in mittens feels wrong. Oh, I like mittens. See, I used to do gloves, but they don't keep my hands warm enough. And I also don't use my hands for a lot when I'm outside. I use my hands for much more inside. Anyways. No comment. I walk a dog, shovel snow. Yeah, I don't live somewhere where I have to shovel snow, so, or walk a dog, because I don't have a dog, but, you know. You know. We're moving my art studio to our basement, so much I had done. I'll be able to have my mess sink nearby to make my own paper for drawing. Ooh, very cool. Hi, Doc Holiday, stricken! Look at Doc Holiday, stricken! Woohoo! Have my pants off so I can do some streaking. Nice. Nice. I'm making things for charity, so I go to people who are homeless. So the warmer the better. Yeah, and mittens are warmer. Mittens are warmer. Also, I need to like make a command for you, Glued, for Knit the Rainbow. Also, I want to talk to someone if we can from there and be like, hey, you want to set up like donations or something as far as like monetary donations for a thing? That'd be super cool. But if you're interested in knitting or crocheting, making warming items for homeless LGBTQIA plus youths, we know a place. We know a nonprofit that does that. Right there, that link. You can go look into it. Go look into it. If you have time and materials to spare to donate, we would love to have you do that. If you got time. Woo! Ume stricken! Look at Ume stricken! Also, TK's also stricken! Look at TK stricken!
Hello there.
Hello there, werewolf. How you doing, werewolf? How you doing? It's good to see you. This is round 4 of this color. I have another knit sweater I have to finish at some point. I also want to knit partner some hats for Christmas. For Goobmas. Which is what I'm gonna start calling it. For Goobmas! Is doing a pantry volunteer day. My work will let me use volunteer hours for it. Very cool. I love that for you, Ghost Class. I work on has a weekly newsletter. We feature a random story every week, just about something local that someone is doing. Last week I got to write up a story about my Knit the Rainbow project, and got to include links. and such to encourage other people to join in. It was great. That's hot. Everybody, round of applause for Glued with Gold. Already? Already? Exclamation point applause. Already? Because Glued deserves it. Yeah! Woo, Glued! Beautiful! I couldn't type applause. Yeah! I love when we get to share, like, cool news that people are doing something awesome. We need to do it more. Never be afraid to share your good news in this community. Okay? We're here for it. We are here for it. Hi, Crazy Flowers. Flies gal. Here but not here. Well, you have a lovely here but not here. Thank you for lurking. We're speeding right along. We're speeding right along. I'm supposed to be, then go to class. Be in class. Be in class if you're supposed to be in class. Ow, my bones. My bones. My bones. Haku knocked Guccifer down. Oops, sorry, I forgot to put Guccifer back up after Haku tried to murder him. Haku tried to murder him. Oh, he also murdered the tail of the dragon. So, to be fair, Haku's just being around murdering things. You know, it checks out for him. Hi, Smikes, good morning. Oh, my bones! Ow! I don't know if I grabbed my chest when I hit my finger. I need to finish Smikes' project so that I can send it to Smikes. So that I can send the Sloth to Smikes as well. But I've been distracted by writing. And therefore, when I have time to work on the project that I can't work on when anyone else is around, I'm writing instead. But yeah, I have a problem. I have a problem. And that is that I'm on one of those things where my brain is just like, you write now, you're a writer. that's all you do. This is all of your spare time. Yep. The whole thing. Oh, I love it. Thank you for sharing it with me, Glued. I'll look at it later when I'm, you know, by myself. Sounds like a fun project. Yeah, I'm making a project for Smikes that, I don't want to explain, to, the other person who lives in my household. For no reason. Just share with everyone. But you already know where I do know where you live. It's weirdly enough. I know where you live. Yeah. So yeah. It's almost done. I just need to do the last couple parts. But I'm writing it as a crochet pattern, so y'all can make one if you want later. It'll probably be Patreon only though. I will probably only have it like available for you to purchase if you are a Patreon subscriber. Mostly because I don't want people to, I don't know. I feel like that could be a weird one to have display on my stream. Weirdly enough. No, never. I would never do that. Never. Wait, which pattern? You know, I'm not saying what it is. It's a surprise for Smikes. But I'm also writing it as a pattern. It's not there yet. Although I should be in the next couple days, rewriting down. Rewriting down. If you were in Grem's stream yesterday, you would know what one of my patterns. Yeah, Glute knows what it is. It's very practical and useful, yes. Very practical and useful. If you were in Grumbo's stream yesterday, you would have gotten to see one of the things that I'm writing a pattern for right now. Was I originally going to make it a pattern? No. Am I going to now? Yes. Yes, I am. Hold on. Let me see if we got Grumbo video. Hold on. See if I can find full screen Grumbo. Right there. There you go. Look! You see this? You see this? Do you see this? You see this? You see this? I made that. And I'm writing a pattern for it. I freehanded this in about 2 hours, but after seeing it done, I was like, you know what? I need to make that a pattern. Yep. Well, I'll have a pattern for you soon. Don't you worry. It's just a little headband with horns and a hat and the ears. Yep. I think I'm gonna make one for each of the 2 options. Put them together. The red sheepy and the purple ghost. Goat. Words are good. This will be available to everyone, though. This will be a pattern that will be available to everyone to buy on the store. It's just the one I'm making for Smikes is gonna be Patreon only for certain reasons. Still join no, don't join my Patreon. But yeah, I made this. I made this. Yeah. I made this. Yeah. And I'm gonna make it a pattern. I just had to write it down. I just have to freehand it. Write it down this time. I was kind of in a hurry to make that one, to be fair. I was in a hurry to make that one. That one I made on Friday. The day before I drove to Canada to see the Casa. So, uh-oh, Goosifer down. Beans? Oh, tail. Yeah, I made that Friday afternoon in like 2 hours, 2, 3, maybe 3 tops. I can be speed when I want to. I was watching Grem's stream, a stream called to the Lamb, and I was like, I need to make them a cute hat so that they can look like the little cult leader every time they play Call to the Lamb during my writing break. Yep, during my writing break, because I've been obsessed with writing a novel lately. And not that I'll ever, you know, let anyone read this novel because it's like therapy for me, but here, let me let you take a peek into my soul. No. No. So yeah. Yeah. But I've been enjoying it. And maybe that's why I'm a little obsessed with it, because it makes my brain happier over time. And it helps me work through my feelings. Instructively. So. It's a good time. It's a good time. There we go. Now we get to shift our whole thing around. Poor Goosifer needs more beans. Yeah, I put beans only in Goosifer's bottom. Not in anywhere else. And Goosifer needs more structure. Is what Goosifer needs. I want to make a different Goosifer at some point. Another Goosifer at some point. I just have not had the time to make another Goosifer yet. Hey. It's time to take your meds. Take your meds. If it's time to take your meds, take your meds. If it's time to take your meds and you haven't taken your meds, if it's time to take your meds, take your meds. Thank you for the med check. Everybody take your meds if you haven't taken your meds. I need a drink of water. I think I might sew a tiny mini pillow. Ooh, nice. Help your legs when you're sleeping. What specifically is the problem to help your legs? What's the problem with legs? As a person who may have some expertise in this area. In case you need advice. To where I'm sleeping on my sides without a leg pillow to help. It's causing pressure points into the mattress when I'm sleeping. So a pillow for underneath the knee or between the knee? Because eventually you're gonna want one that is a little longer, is all I'm. So. I would go for something long. What do we put down? What do we put down? What? I would suggest Skyrim. Okay, good. I would suggest a particular one. Could you have that? No comment. I would suggest not just getting any body pillow, but one specifically for having baby penguin, because it'll provide more support for certain areas. Like you typically want one that kind of nestles you into a little cozy spot, because it's gonna keep you, because eventually, oh sorry, this is gonna, you're putting me into one of my hyper focuses. With crowd control, and I want to play. I didn't know crowd control they had. I didn't know they had crowd control on Skyrim, and now I feel like I need to know more. Yeah. So what I'm more meaning by that is okay, you're putting me. Not only are you getting me into my sleep hygiene therapy, whoop, whoop, but also fun fact about me: I almost became a midwife. That was my first career option. And then I would have to move to a different state to go to school, and that was a whole thing at the time. So I ended up almost going into nursing, and then I decided that general nursing was not for me. And then I went into occupational therapy, which is what I did professionally for a time before I did this. Yeah, that's what my degree is in. So I wouldn't suggest just any old body pillow waddle. I would suggest one specifically that's going to be able to at least hook back a little more. Like a J shape or a U shape is usually typically better, especially later on. Because you're not only going to have a part of the body pillow that can go under and support belly, but also come up in between the thighs to help support those as well. Yeah, I'm not medical advice, but you know, shaped like a seahorse. Because yeah, no, yeah, a U, C, or J, depending on your personal preferences. So yeah. I wrote out a solid granny square pattern, and as I was writing, I had my favorite podcast on about kings and the British monarchy, and I wrote it using UK crochet term. You know, Crazy Flyers Gal, I do have this way of like feeling like they're two different languages, but they're saying the same thing, and that's how I word it. And like in my brain, that's how it makes sense to me. Is that when we sleep, you don't want to put a wall. Well, eventually you're gonna need that support. That's not gonna be a questionable thing. You're gonna want that support eventually. And pregnancy pillows of that persuasion can usually be a little more thinner, and specifically to be able to go underneath the belly when you're laying on your side, which you're gonna want. You're gonna want. You can still snuggle. That's not against the thing. Snuggling can still happen. You're just gonna need that support. And a regular body pillow might not be able to provide the right kind of support for that. Instead of choosing to get like 10 different pillows, you know, get a good one that's the right and right way, and you'll be good. But you're gonna want that support. Your body's gonna want that support. That's impressive. Yeah. So yeah, I'm the weird kid that was like, yeah, I want to deliver babies when I get older. And then it didn't happen because I didn't want to move away at the time. Hindsight and all, you know. A lot of my things about moving away were family related, so therefore Had I known what I know now. Had I known what I know now. I would have been a different person, but also the same person. I would have had realization about things earlier, is all. If I went to school for that and I moved to a different state to do that, then I would have gotten away from my family earlier. Therefore, I would have had that realization at a younger age that my family was the reason why I had so many issues in my life. And then, you know, who knows where I would be now? You know? I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I like my stuff here, you know? But it's just interesting to think of how things would be different if you took a different path. I always find that interesting. Not fun. Moving sucks. I would love to move, actually, Big Cuddle Monster. I would love to have a reason to move. I would cherish a reason to move. Anything I owned, car included, move to Japan. Aw. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Yeah, it's just one of those things where you know, you understand, you know, stuff would be completely different if one thing didn't happen. Yeah. Like, the reason I went to school close to home was because I was basically raising my niece. I felt like I couldn't move away for her sake. And then, because of that, you know, I had very specific life outcome that, you know, is the way it is. And, you know, here we are. Well, yeah. Orange Boy is Orange Boy. Hi, Orange Boy. Also, hi, Cassidy. Hi, Cassidy. Did I say Cassidy? Why did I say Cassidy? Cassidy's not here. Never mind. I am lost. Why did I say Cassidy? Where is Cassidy? I was working 16 to 20 hour days at that point, almost 3 weeks straight, no day off. And it was tough. Yeah, no, I get that. Why am I doing this? Dad wasn't much of a dad in other family. Oh, I get that for sure. Time to be done and go to Japan. Make that a reality, and then boom! Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy how one thing can just change all of the things. Like, you meet one person and that changes your whole course. Because that was for sure what happened for me. Like, the course of the everything was changed by this thing changing and that thing changing. And yeah, I could have still gone, but, you know. Also, in another life, I was a professional artist. I could have become a professional artist in a different way than what I'm now. It is the whole thing. You know, I was offered the opportunity to go to school for art, and also turned that down because of my family. So that would have been a whole different life, that's for sure. I had a full ride to art school, Waddle. I was given a full scholarship, that I didn't take. At the time. Like I said, I felt like I couldn't move away from my family at the time, and that would have required me to move states. When I was 17 turning 18, my sister had a child, and my sister moved in with my parents, and I, since I was, you know, still a teenager, and I immediately began raising my niece. To the point where my niece was never weird about leaving her mother, she was weird about me leaving. When she was young. So my last year of high school, when I was not at school, I was the care provider for a baby. So when I went to college, when I was not at school, I was home because she was still very attached to me. And, you know, so on and so forth. So, yeah. And it got a little better when she got older. But up until she was like mid-childhood, she would spend a lot of weekends. She'd spend a lot of time with me. But yeah. So yeah, that kind of whole thing kind of threw off some things. Plus I was already with partner by then, and yeah, there was a lot of extenuating factors. A lot of extenuating factors. Not that I wanted to, at the time, go into art. Art was something I did for escape, not for, you know, for that, so. Yeah. Hey! You're cool! You're cool. You're cool. I'm just, it's just life, you know? Not that partner would have held me back from, you know, whatever I wanted to do at the time. They've always been very supportive, you know? Not that we had been together for a long time at that point, and that was a deciding factor in me staying. It was more my niece than anything else. But I'm fine with how it turned out because, you know, here we are. Had I left, we would not know each other. Likely. And I am perfectly happy with this outcome. So, I'm happy. Yay! Yeah. I'm happy. working on making things happen. Yeah. Takes time. Look back on the choices you made and play the what if game sometimes. I always come back to, if I didn't do what I did, I wouldn't be where I am. Yes, and that's always where it ends up for me. Is, yeah, I could have done a lot of different things. I could have gone down a lot of different paths. But the path that I went on, the decisions I made, the decisions other people around me made, all led me to here. And I'm perfectly happy with where I am. Now, would it have been nice not to go through some of the bad things? Yes. But the bad things are part of what got me to where I am. And I, ended up bouncing around to different schools and programs, ended up in a sustainable agriculture of all things. I kind of love that for you. It's gonna be a handy skill to have, It's a handy skill to have. Yeah, I always wanted to help people. That was my thing, is I've always been a helper. I've always had it in my mind that I wanted to be a helper. And because of that, I was going to go into a medical field. I've always been interested in humans, which I know sounds weird to some people to say. I've always been interested in humans. And the human experience, which makes me sound like an alien, I'm sure. But I've always been fascinated with the beginning and the end. Yep, the beginning and the end. The rest of it's fine too. But I've always been more drawn to the beginning and the end. So, hello, fellow humans. Like mouths and butts? No, the beginning of the human experience and the end of the human experience. Sounds like you've always been very high empathy. Yes, as the emotional support for everyone around me.
Hello there.
Yes. Hi, Craft. Good morning. Which is also why I took a lot of what I took. That's very different. Yeah, what I'm talking about is a human coming into existence and a human leaving existence. Hi, Craft. Good morning. So yeah, I've always been fascinated with the human experience. Like, yeah, I like figuring out. Dabbled in the beginning. I do hospice. Very different. Yes, very different. So, originally, my plan in high school was becoming a midwife. I didn't want to be a doctor. I was gonna go into midwifery. Originally, and then, like I said, things happened that made me feel like I couldn't move away to, do that. That doesn't mean I stopped being interested in that. It's not, But that's, yeah. Hi, Raven Slapes. How are you? Good morning. But yeah. And then later I became really interested in, like, we know that I go on that whole journey of talking about death care. So it's like the two ends of the spectrum are both hyper focuses of mine. Have a good work, Lurk Craft. Have a good work, Lurk. I hope it goes well. So yeah. for your lights. Wow, sorry for the distraction. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. My stream deck was being weird when I got my lights. Here, but I'm really grateful for the gift. Aww! Werewolf's probably lurking somewhere, hither tither. Just because they're not coming up in chat for you does not mean they're not here. They're usually about hither tither. They're slurking. Ah! Message marker! Well, thank you for letting your gifter. Thank you for doing what you do. Can't give enough praise to people who work in a hospice. What I made it through my mom's passing. Without the kind folks who helped us. Oh. For sure. Sorry. My brain got into a bop-a-dop time. You know how sometimes your brain gets into a bop-a-dop time? That's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, last row! Last row! Of the, orange color. If I counted right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. Probably a comment that needed to stay in your head, not necessary. Also, Doc Holiday, this is my natural hair color, so thanks. I'll be out of town for a bit, so let me know if when you will ship it out so I can tell you if people will steal it. Oh yeah, it's gonna take me a minute. Like I said, I'm a little hyper-focused on writing a novel. And I'm itching right now because I would very much rather be writing because I had an idea. This morning of something I thought would be really cool to put in there, and now I can't do it because I'm sitting here knitting instead. Writing the most novel of novels. Wait, you're writing a novel? Yeah, I've been writing a novel for about 4 years now. I will probably never release it, so don't get your hopes up. Also, it's a very specific subject matter that I feel like a lot of people, maybe in this community, could probably get behind, but a lot of people in general probably can't get behind. I just tossed my phone across the room because of a spider. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. The excitement you have for your novel makes me so happy. There's just something about the joy. I'm so freaking, I love it so much, okay? Just so we all know, I love it so much. I don't feel like I'm a good writer. I think the only person who has even read any part of it, and by any part of it, I mean I sent a series of just dialogue without anything else to Codex, just so that someone knew how much Riz I had if I could release my full potential. And that... Hi, Haku! And that is the extent of the who has read any part of it. Also, I do talk through a lot of it with Grumbo, and Codex for various reasons. But they don't know any specifics for the most part, other than that, so. Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever let anyone read it. It feels to me, it's not like I can put this, like, you know, like a degree it away from me. It's like, I feel like it would be someone reading my soul. And I don't know, that feels very weird to me. And maybe I'll feel different when it's done and I've written it and I'll be like, okay, this story is complete. But also, part of me is like, I don't think it'll ever feel complete. I'm gonna be writing as these characters for the whole rest of their lives. Yeah. Yeah, you know? You know, in part of the process of writing these characters is like therapy for me. It's working through feelings. It's working through things that I need to work through. And I don't know if I wouldn't want anyone to read them now. Back then I didn't either. Yeah, it's you know. And plus, right now, I don't think it could be well received. Although, you know, it depends on. So if I did ever put it out, I would not tell you that I put it out. I would also probably not be writing in my name. I would never publish in my name. My real name. I don't want anyone to know my real name. You know? So you would never know. You'll never know. I feel differently, but writing is enough. Goal isn't publishing. Yeah, the goal is not publishing. It never would be. I would never tell. I would wait to see if someone eventually found it and was like, read this amazing book, and I'd be like, it's not amazing. Because that's how I respond to things. Like, no, it's terrible. Cry to myself. Because I feel like if I did, you know, end up publishing it and then under a pen name, someone would bring it back to me eventually. Knowing this community and its subject matter, how could it not get back to me? But no, it's like very much it takes place in a place where I've always wanted to live. So there's so much personal, you know? There's so much personal about it. Where it's like it takes place in the place where I felt the most like available to me, if that makes sense. Like, I've never lived here. I've been to the place where it takes place. And it was like that first taste of, this is me without that, you know, part of me that got taken away because I couldn't express myself the way I wanted to. And that's kind of where it started. Because I started writing this in like, oh, it's a lot longer ago than I thought it was. I started writing this in 2018. A memoir of your. I don't know enough to write enough of my early life. To be fair, Smikes. The things that I've told you are most of what I remember of my childhood. And you can know that all of the things that I told you about my childhood are traumatic. That's all I remember. I remember the times I almost died. Weird. Right, okay, the fact that you're using the it to work through things, and you're so excited. It sounds like it's serious. It is! It is! That's the thing, is it started in one direction. Not the band. It started in one direction. And that fit for who I was at the time. I was a very different person in 2018 than I am now. Okay? And the characters
Hello there.
were very much one specific way. Okay? High tea time. And as I've grown as a person and realized things and made, you know, sense of life itself in my brain, you know, things have changed a lot. And it went from me, like, grudgingly writing this story in the way that it was, to me making some decisions, some realizations, some things, and changing it a little bit, and then being oh so very excited about writing it, because it just, you know, it changed a whole lot to be able to write in the way that I, you know. You know, it changed a lot to come to that place where, you know, I felt that way. And you indeed are the author of your own story. Yeah, and well, it's not my story. My story has a lot of the same elements. One of the characters, I feel like I'm writing it from the perspective of the person that was me. The one character is like the person that is like me, but got away, you know, got away from the situation that they were in, and you know, went off on their own and comes slowly to this realization that their upbringing and their family is not worth, you know, the amount of crap that they dealt with, because, you know, very similar to me in that way of you got away from them, but now you have to work through, you know, that situation. And well, there's a lot of differences. The main character does have a lot of very similar to me, with little less crazy parents, because nobody wants to read a story that has my parents in them. I don't even want to write that, to be fair. But a lot of similar themes of having a very sheltering sort of social situation growing up, and you know, the things that coming from a big family where you feel like you're the one that doesn't ever get a positive attention despite you trying your best to be that. Working through that has been very, very nice for me. The coming to the realization that you deserve better than what you ever got. That's been nice. That's been nice. Another character has the flaw of always feeling like they're going to be abandoned. It's like the main characters are all different versions of myself. And that is as far as I'm going to tell you about it. So there you go. It's like unpacking everybody's drama, but everybody's drama is also my drama at the same time. The 7 kills. Actually, there's only 3 main characters, not 7. All authors write from their personal life experiences and some. Yeah, well, yeah. I do realize that. I can't do journaling, Gato. I learned that I have some journaling trauma in my past. The 3 kills, yes. Just grabbed a random number. Yeah, so yeah, it's a good time. So yeah. There's the one that has a very similar upbringing to me, got away. There's the one that has the fear of abandonment, but is also the sort of person who, when they fear that the abandonment is going to happen, kind of push it towards that because their, their worth of their self is not very high, and then I used my code language. Oh yeah, no, if we want to talk about trauma, I dated someone who made me write a journal, and give it to them because they were controlling, and this is what I thought was relationships, because I did not have any positive examples when I was younger. So journaling and I do not get along for that reason. Yeah. I did not have very positive relationships when I was younger. I was cursed from the start. Yep. And it gets worse the longer I talk about it. I don't like going into that. The particular phase of my life. Very much. Because it gets worse. It gets worse the more I talk about it. And I don't like to go there.
Hello there.
Hi, Ginks! Hi, Ginks. Love your face. You just missed me talking about my novel, because they actually got me to actually talk about it a little bit. I brought some cheese to Friendsgiving last night, but didn't get— No! Yeah. Not the cheese! Not the cheese! Gasp! Yeah, I did go on a whole length talking about that earlier. Because someone was just like, I can't wait to read it! And I was like, yeah, that's probably not ever gonna happen. It's like therapy to me. Therapy. It's okay. There was so much other amazing food. I loved that. I wish all of my friends lived nearby so we could have holidays together. This is another reason why I have to convince someone to get a special license so that we can go to Canada. Although, part of me is nervous about that. It's like your 2 parts of your life touching, and you're like, this could go terribly. In fact, I'm sure it's gonna go terribly bad. Because that's my brain set. That's, yeah. We took it over last night. That's awesome. I love that. When you're like, the 2 parts of my life, they shall never touch. I'd honestly be worried about that, to be fair. Gigs is stricken! Look at Gigs! She's stricken! Woohoo! I freaking love it. That's a long streak you got there. See who gigs? That's a long streak. Oh! I forgot. Good streaking! Look at Glue! There's streaking! Woo! Yeah! Also, the way I write is just so chaotic. The story may never be finished. I don't write in a linear fashion. So I'll like put down a premise for something in where I feel like it fits, and then it'll just eventually morph into something, but it might be moved later, it might be completely changed into something different. I don't write in a linear fashion, or one that makes sense to anyone other than me, I'm sure. Yeah. Thank you for the hydrate. Give me a sec. Oh, that's weird. I feel a jolt of happy when I get referred to as they. I have a tendency to do so. And then I did it just now, and I was like, I hope that's okay. And then thank you for telling me that it made you feel good. Because I have a tendency to. I was like, I wonder if that's okay. And then I was gonna ask you later. You know, I feel you too, Glued. I feel that. I don't feel any bad way about being referred to as she. That's why I leave it there, you know, and then the things of my things. But also, I really would, you know, I don't mind. I don't mind any other as well. So. I've gotta find my yellow yarn. I've gotta find my yellow yarn. I gotta find my yellow yarn. Which makes you happy? None in particular. I don't know. I don't get called enough other things to warrant me having a feeling one way or another. For the most part, people use she. Shove it in my end. Sorry, that was a little aggressive. I was a little aggressive with the shoving. I would say don't, but I know you probably already did. Gender's weird. It's weird for everyone. It's weird for everyone. I would say I don't particularly hold any towards any particular. So, you know, that's kind of also the thing. Is like all over the place for me, you know? I'm on mobile. It's too complicated. No, I get that fully, completely. I feel ya. I feel you, Gato. Mobile clipping is hard. I can use my hands, I swear. I can use them. I can use them, I swear. It's like another one of those things. Oh, Haku. 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 Someone summon you. I have things to do and I'm running out of time. Haku. I summon thee. Great Oracle Haku. I summon thee. Okay, glued. Dark Scarlet streaking! Look at Dark Scarlet streaking! Tell me when you're ready. When the shuffle is good for you. Glued. Ah! Okay, Haku. 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 Oh, that one. Okay. Haku. Cards. No, shuffle more. Oh, this one. Okay. Ah! Okay. Start one more. Haku. 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 Tell me when it's good. That one. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay. He has pulled your 3 cards. Forever Haku Tarot. He's getting the idea that he gets traits when he picks the cards. He's good at this. He's a smart boy. He's a smart boy. Okay. First card. Passed. Knight of Swords. Reversed. Someone who enjoys stirring up drama will make a tense matter even worse. This person may seem trustworthy, but will leave you to deal with the fallout when things get blown out of proportion. Be wary of smooth and big talkers. Yes. Yeah? Okay. Past. That tracks. Present. Reverse. King of Wands. Reverse King of Wands. An overpowering, close-minded, and self-centered person might make it difficult for you to express yourself. You heard nothing. You heard nothing. You may feel restricted and unable to make others understand. You your views. Trust your gut, pivot, and seek an alternate route. It checks! Yep. Your future. Reverse. Page of Cups. Okay. Okay. Immaturity might be present in your life, whether expressed by yourself or a younger person. You may feel like you work too much at the moment, but do not counter that with too much pleasure. Someone may bring unwanted drama or offer short-sighted advice. There you go. That's your future. Your future is immaturity. Is immature person, and you're gonna feel like you have too much work to do, but don't counter that by doing too much fun stuff. You gotta balance. You gotta balance. Deal with your brother over the holidays. Dang it. And someone's gonna bring you unwanted drama or offer like short-sighted advice. So just forewarning. Hi Gammy, how are you? We were just reading. We had Haku pull some tarot cards for our lovely Glued with Gold. Welcome in. Good morning. Thanks, Haku. It's a service. He's really good. He is really actually very good at reading tarot cards, weirdly enough. How am I? I'm good. I'm very good. I recently got to see my best friend, which has me in high spirits. High spirits. I feel like this is the wrong ear. I have ears that will accept earbuds on the wrong side, but just barely. He's orange and lacks brain cells, so there's more room for power to run through him. You know, that would check out. That would check out. That would check out. And I'm knitting a sweater. Also, it's almost time to shaft. It's almost time to shaft the shafts. Almost time to shaft the shafts. Oh, that's enough. Yeah, we don't need to keep going. We need to be able to weave that back. Already? I know, right? I know, right? Yeah! Yeah. And remember to do something before I forgot to do a thing. Amazed how fast time is. It's because we have such lovely conversation. It's weird how my life clock is based off of something called shafting now. Shafting is that good. Okay. Shafting is that good. I like a good shaft. Slept 8 hours. Nice! Nice! I slept pretty good last night. Fair. I did sleep pretty good last night. Because I went to the casa, I got to because in Canada it's chilly, right? I slept with a weighted blanket for the first time in like a couple of years because I'd put my weighted blanket away, right? And then I got it out when I got back because sleeping with the weighted blanket in Canada was just that delicious. So I got out my weighted blanket. And you know what's great about a weighted blanket is that it makes me sleep better. And I apparently just forgot about that. So I got my weighted blanket back out, and I've been sleeping with it since getting back from Canada. And it's been nice. It's been nice. It's been nice. I can't show you, but I will have you know I currently have displayed in a very not, okay, hold on. In a very not good manner thus far, some underwear. Just so we all know. Yep. We can't really see. I tried to put them on lines over the one, so that I had a place for them to be. Focus. But they don't fit. There's too many underwear. I need a new place. I need a new place for the line to go. I need a new place for the line to go. Other than right there. I, in theory, would put my stickers somewhere else and then put shelves on that wall, but I know Haku would try to get up on it if I put shelves up there. So it's you know, I just need a room for my office and this wouldn't be a problem. Instead I have a corner. Instead I have a corner. Someday. 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 Then perhaps, theoretically, someday I'll have shelves and hope that my cat doesn't get on them. Because he does like to climb. He's a climber, that boy. He's a climber, that one. Nobody put baby in the corner. I said that the other day, and I think I made someone maybe partially die of laughter. And it made me so happy. Non-addiction for you. Yeah, that's the other thing, though, is like, there is a part of me that just doesn't want to live in the area that I live in. It wishes that they could move away, but also feels like they're trapped in this area for, like, other reasons. So it's like, do I want to, like, make a permanent home for myself here? Not really, but do I kind of have to? Yeah, kind of. It's a thing. It's a thing. Thing. And a thing. And a thing. A thing. And a thing. Okay. We got about 10 minutes till Shaft. About 10 minutes till Shaft. Also, hi, Pooji, if I didn't say hi. Enjoy yourself a little taste of some other friends' streams while I go grab a snack. A snack. So, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Enjoy.
Oh, it could be 2 dildos. That's
I give one attention, I have to give them both attention. And my overhead cam is kind of taken up by Cat now, so we're not going to really be able to crochet because he's literally right in the middle of it. Uh-oh. And now we've got Sherlock. Yep, Sherlock. Maya says she loves you. Yeah. Yep. Maya loves you, Pooba. Yeah, no kissing, no kissing. Mommy don't like kisses. You're pulling my hair too, bud. I can't put my head forward because you're...
Food. Babe. It's what you like. It's what you like to watch. Look at my bottle, Mayliana. This is what was in the bottle.
You know those little small ones that they plug into the cars that make them go vroom. I am small, but am also dense. Thicker than a Snicker. Bowls of oatmeal look at me and go, oh God.
Alright, we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna try to run past everyone. Oh. No!
Although it started out with a freaking hype train. No, I don't want to give him nipples. I did look. Oh my god, I just wanted to pause. I thought we were fine!
Hi, Grumbo!
Oh my god!
Hi, Grumbo! I was showing everybody your hat. I was showing everybody your hat. I was. I did. I did. Super duper chill. The most chill. Oh, heck. Big text message energy. Oh, very cool. Yeah. Exciting. Oh, I forgot to look up the bags you told me to look up. I need to pull it up on my phone before I forget it exists. I washed it today, that's why. I washed it today. I did. It was hair washing day. And also, the color is a touch lighter, but it didn't leak out the way that the red or the orange did, so it's promising. 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 But her account is still being stinky, but she's here. Hi, Codex, we love you! Do they make them in backpack form? I don't carry purses, as a rule. But I feel like I could get behind one if it has backpack energy. Big backpack energy. There's a blue one. I love your hair! Also, I'll have you know, Codex. Earlier we were talking about you because I'm putting it on my Goob Miss list. My Santa Miss list. Maybe we should go with Santa Miss. We know how much Santa means to Codex, so maybe the family term can be Santa Miss. It's too big. It's a normal sized backpack. I want a mini backpack. How dare. Not a mini toaster. I want a mini backpack. I want a backpack. I want a backpack where I don't have to worry about losing my pins. Haku's here, everyone. But is not a full-size backpack. I'm a backpack kind of guy. Don't eat my Cheez-Its, Haku! He's licking my Cheez-Its. Sir, there. You have that Cheez-It if you need to lick a Cheez-It, Haku. I'm gonna send you something, please. I was recently introduced to a type of bag.
Are we gonna go skinny dipping?
Oh, no!
Why would we do that? I don't know. Okay. Well, we're gonna make it down this trail, and we're gonna do it as a fully clothed family.
Unlock covers
Welcome
just
in.
rated with 6 viewers.
It's white cheddar. Here, show your fam. Show your cute face. Okay. No? He refuses to show his cute face. I like the hot and spicy ones too. No, it's not too late. If it's available, Obscured Mortality, then you can redeem it. Haku is here to read the cards if it's available. LNL, how was your stream? What were you up to? What were you doing? Tell us all about it. Thank you for the raid. Our dear sweet Oracle Haku is here with us. Making music? What kind of music? It's on cooldown. We can turn the cooldown down. Best believe I'm getting it next time. It should be available in about just less than 20 minutes. Just over 15. Less than 20, over 15. Upcoming chair. Ooh, that sounds like fun. But Haku has been very good at reading the cards. He's very good at reading the cards. Ask anyone who has redeemed. Ask anyone who's redeemed. Yeah. Ooh. That's fancy. That's fancy, Graham. They're fancy. Haku is the cat. Haku is our cheesy boy. Hi, Nuclear Jackal. It is time to shaft. Ooh, fancy. Fancy. Yeah, Haku is my cat. He has recently shown the ability to read your fortune. Yeah. So Haku can read tarot for you. He is very good at picking the cards. He will give you a 3-card run, past, present, future. I will read what they mean, but he picks the cards. He just doesn't know how to speak English yet. So I have to tell you what they mean. Thank you for the hydrate. So yeah, Haku reads futures now. Haku's English reading needs to work, yes. He's working on the English, yeah. We were talking about Codex this morning because someone was watching the VOD from Sunday and said that Codex is really cool and funny. And I was like, yes. Yes, she is. Highly agree. Fully agree. Yeah. Also, my favorite clip from Sunday. So you all can see what you missed out on if you weren't here on Sunday. My favorite clip. Hold on. My favorite clip. And it's made better by my facial expression. At the beginning. favorite clip. That's my favorite clip. They absolutely love them, really? Really? Oh, my soul. And they're the ones I made and everything. If those are the ones you used. Those are the ones that I made. Weirdly enough. I have some that are Haku that are not mine. But those ones, that set particularly, are ones that I did myself. I make pretty okay emotes sometimes. Sometimes I make pretty good emotes. Sometimes. That was a good one.
You know, chant from the heart.
Balls?
Excuse me.
That's what came to your heart?
Excuse me. Excuse me, DK, balls coming to your heart? Could you imagine? Have all of them, fam. Have a good sleep, LNL. I appreciate that. I got you. You do too. Yeah. Graham does make good emotes. There was something in the corner of my vision moving and it scared me. These bodies for you. We squeezy it. And it goes into the jar with a roar. No, no, stay up. Go somewhere. What? Let's see. I don't know what this one even is. I forgot I did that. I am such a silly guy. Hey!
Good thing I bought my book of spooky
Twitch.
ghost stories.
Who gave you permission?
friendship bracelets.
Who gave you permission?
Hype train
Excuse me.
started.
Excuse me, Twitch. How dare?
How
dare?
Thedrag Zero and
How dare?
cheered 100 bits. Chill.
With your pumpkin bits. With your pumpkin bits. But Sunday's stream was an absolute vibe, so if you didn't get to catch Sunday's stream live, you should probably watch it not live. I'm just saying. I do have Cheez-Its. And a little ramekin. I do. They're white cheddar ones. I hope you preserve. I am gonna put it on YouTube. It'll go on YouTube eventually. I am such a dingus when I'm around my friends. I'll have you know. Yes. You're gonna do more, right? It was so fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with excuses to go to Canada now. A featured one on here too. Should I save it, preserve it for all time's sake, highlight it, so to speak? Twilight. 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 Highlight, 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 highlight. Okay, I'm saving it. I'm saving it forever. It's a great example of what we are all about here. Okay. I'm here for this. No, get off my train!
Why is this hammer squeaking?
Vanished Fox just cheered 100 bits.
Future cooking streams might be a thing. Never know. You never know. Maybe I'll start traveling to Canada more often. You never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. I've gone back to watch part of the VOD multiple times, and I never watch VOD. Muscle! I foresee a lot more wholesome clips and clip roulette. Belume, if you ever want to... Also, I don't think I told Graham or Codex what someone said yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't remember when it happened. Someone... Felix! Sorry. Someone in stream, I don't remember who because I have a very short, you know, memory. Someone the other day was just like, so does this mean you're gonna move to Canada? Do you think, Haku and Moo would get along? And I was like, it's like, I feel like, it's a little more complicated than me just moving to Canada, guys. Thank you for that little hype train, friends. I appreciate you. It's a little more complicated than me just moving to Canada. You can't just decide to move to Canada. He'd be like, whoa, what happened? Yeah, probably. To be fair, Haku's the kind of guy who just likes being bullied. He'd be into it. But just move. Canada's so it's easy. Yeah. Yeah, super easy. And then I had to get into the whole thing. Yeah, it's brown. It's dark brown. This is kind of getting close to my actual hair color. Now that I've washed it, it's getting there. It's getting there. Hi, Erd. Haku and Kita would be best friends then, because Kita and my dog Pio have this game where Kita sits on her cat tree and whaps River in the face. River's so happy about it. But that's the thing, is Haku could get on top of the cat tree. That's the thing I'd be worried about. He's never not been around other cats, so that'd be an interesting experience. They didn't like get mad at me for spelling like another cat though, so you know. It is time to shaft. I got distracted. But I like the fact that someone was just like, you're just gonna move to Canada now. Right? One taro, please. I shall. Haku? Come on. Don't you just slow blink at me, you silly. I mean, why not? You know why it would be difficult. Haku, it's work time. You're just staring at me. Oh, great, cheesy boy. I have Snicks. Snicks! Snick for Haku. Snickies, snickies. I just went to go put the lid for the cat snacks on top of my human snacks. Okay. Okay, I'm scared. You tell me when. You tell me when the shuffle feels good to you. Okay? You tell us when. No, Haku. Okay? Okay, as in we're good? Like it feels good? Haku. Over here. Hey, sir! You have snack! I have giveth snack. He's like, you're gonna take it away though. Nick? What's up here? It's on the table. Nick? Table. Thank you. No? Here? Haku? No. Hey, hey. They're over here. Who's... Oh, top one? You're licking the top card. Okay. Here. Oh, that one. Okay. Hey. One more. One more for treats. Haku. Haku. Here. Oh, yeah, one. Kind of buried a little bit. There you go. Okay, there is the 3 cards. You get your treats. Payment has been given. Okay. You're passed. The star. The star. Thank you, Haku. The star upright. Things will begin to fall into place. Your health, financial situation, workplace environment, and creative endeavors may each improve. Be sure to show your true self and speak from your heart. You will be appreciated for who you are. Be ready for a new or deepened romance. Keep an eye out for and take full advantage of all new opportunities. Good things are coming. Dibs on that card. Ooh, a Haku as a tarot card emote. Ooh. Okay. You're present. Reversed 6 of Cups. Do not let the past rule you. If painful memories or toxic people resurface, know that they hold no power over you. Also, be careful not to let nostalgia keep you from moving on with your life. Only you can build your future. And lastly, excuse me, Tail. Excuse me, Tail. Ah! It fell off! Good thing. How is your cat, Prophet? 5 of Wands. How is your cat a prophet? I don't know. I don't know. 5 of Wands. Reversed. Be wary of deception through lies, omissions, or misleading information. If you find yourself feeling confused or beaten down, trust your own instincts until a clear path is revealed. Do not allow yourself to wallow in negativity, or your troubles may multiply. There you are. Interesting. That is your reading from Haku. Cats are familiars for a reason. No wallowing! Yes, you can share digital art on Shaft. I do recommend making sure that if it's your digital art that it's signed and has a watermark over it, just in case. But yeah, please, you know, I am a person who wants to make sure that people are protecting themselves as far as sharing their art. So yeah. That's just my deal. Is I prefer people to make sure that they're Hi Alanix, how are you? Protecting themselves as an artist. It's important. But here's some Shaft. So put your Shaft in the Discord. If you wanna put your Shaft in my Discord. Put your Shaft in my Discord. If you wanna put your Shaft in my Discord. Thank you for coming to my concert, everyone. I will see you next week. No, tomorrow. Never mind. Yeah. Almost time for done with part 8. Ooh, Jay's almost finished. Look. Danny is a fab singer, I agree. Jay. Beautissimus, Jay. Beautissimus. 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 So pretty. Parker and his custom bat by Asher Crafts. This is Sunset. She's now Parker's most treasured plus because she was too important to risk taking to school today. Oh, hold on, framing. Look how big. Look how cute. Hi 25, how are you? How are you? So large. This was shared by our lovely friend Dragon Priestess, but it was made by Asher. Sorry, I got it's in my face. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to remember where the underscore is. And now I'm having a panic because every time someone has an underscore in their name, I'm like, am I remembering it in the right? It's in the middle, right? I'm not a dingus. I mean, I am a dingus. It's in the middle, right? Or, yeah? Yeah, it's in the middle. I don't know why my brain second guessed that. Oh, it's because every time I see one, I'm like, hey. Last. You'll get it eventually. So cute. So cute. And then there's a link to Asher's shop. Go buy Asher's stuff. Do it. Do it. Also follow Dragon Priestess. The zebras. There be zebras. There be zebras. There be zebras. There's people out there. Stripy horsies. Look at these cuties. They go fast. Go fast. Maybe? Oh, is this a warthog? When I was a young warthog. When he was a young warthog. Sorry. It's necessary. It's a re-up. When Carol was a young warthog. It's required, okay? It is required reading in this here community. Look, I wanna pet that dog, even though it's not actually a full-on dog, but it's kind of like... I feel like I'm being stared at by a ghost. The ghost! It's a ghost! Ghost! Such a cutie. Such a cutie. And Orange Boy been doing orange things. He's so orange, finish. Honk to you too. So orange. Hi, Honku. Speaking of orange. He's so orange. Who's moving this mat? How there? So orange. I love. Hey, look! It's a ghost in our Victorian barn! It's our haunted Victorian barn! That we're totally gonna have. This is gonna be the community compound. Just you wait. Just you wait. Just you wait. They're not fast. Five. Okay. Alright. 5. We have one more row before we increase again. Otherwise it's false advertising, yeah. And our giant chicken coop, obviously. We need that too, Graham. And we need to keep bees. Just because. Bees are great. We love bees. Yes. These are our dreams. These are our dreams. We need a very old, almost as big as my house. Yeah, it was a big coop. But you know, if there's gonna be a lot of us, we gotta have lots of chickens for lots of eggs. How are we gonna feed everyone if we don't have lots of eggs? You know? Some panels from a 335-page auto-bio comic. I'm like, ooh! Ooh! As many GCSE subjects as I could, and my parents encouraged me to do so. However, many of the subjects were unavailable to me from the get-go. Physics and chemistry were hardly taught to begin with. Design, technology, information technology, and history weren't taught at high enough level. This is very good art, by the way. History GCSE textbook didn't even arrive until a month before the exam. Heck was a trip. Oh, I love that. I also went on a trip. We were talking about that this morning. The trip that was my before times life. Here you are, you're joking, right? Our actual history teacher left last year, leaving unqualified. Oof. Oof. Tried his best to make time for me and help me with my tasks, as did the English and art teachers. Aww. But the rest didn't have the time or skills or resources or drive to help out. IT lesson then. Oh yeah, I'll get to that. Ah, that's... Our math teacher had also quit a few months back, so the design technology teacher took over. Let's see... Was that... See, on tangent. I swear, I used to know all this. Aw, I had a tough time understanding the tasks. Aw. It's so good though. The art is great. Oh, I really like the striping on this. And the textures, you know? Trigonometry woes. Oh, I have a whole story about trigonometry in high school. Inked another 235 to go before May. Ooh, are you gonna like release this somewhere? If so, like let us know, and we'll send everyone to cherish it. I actually have a trigonometry story, weirdly enough. But speaking of the PhDs, this cat has a PhD. in bar licking, apparently. Ninja Turtle. This cat wants you to follow science streams for quality, wholesome, informative science content here at Twitch. The bar exam, yeah. This cat is got a PhD. You can find out more by following science_streams. Just saying. Such a cutie. Such a cutie! Such a cutie. My high school counselor switched between years, between my freshman and my sophomore years of high school, and all of the schedules got like super messed up. It got super messed up when they switched counselors. And I ended up in advanced trigonometry as a sophomore. After, you know, I was only in geometry the year before. And they were like, well, if it's too late, you're gonna have to take the class. And sure enough, obviously, I didn't know what I was doing. And no amount of explaining can get someone from, like, algebra and geometry to advanced trigonometry, which was not for sophomores. So I had a whole class wiped from my record because the counselor screwed up my schedule. And I'm lucky that they wiped it from my record because if wise, that would have ruined a lot of things. To be fair. Further than calculus. Yeah. I was not into math when I was in high school. The way that the high school curriculum at the time taught math, I did not understand. However, when I had the freedom, when I was in college, because I did have to take math courses in college for what I went into, it wasn't the teachers explaining to it different, but time had gone on, and because time had went on, there were more resources online. I was able to look up better explanations for how to do math that made sense to me because there were more resources available. So I was able to understand math quite well throughout college because it's just the availability to look up an explanation for a thing that makes sense to you. It's just was just opened up because I have explained it before. I grew up in a place/time that the internet was not widely available. So, well, I am, as Smikes would put it, so young. I grew up in a place where, despite it being available and widely open other places, it wasn't really around until I was older. So young. So I didn't have access to the internet until I was in college, okay? And even then, I was limited to very specific places like coffee shops, college campus, so on and so forth. I didn't have my own internet until I was well into my 20s, okay? I couldn't afford the internet when I lived by myself. When I was in college, I lived for a couple years alone in an apartment a tiny little tiny apartment all by myself. And it was great. And except for I couldn't afford internet because I only worked minimum wage, like at the most 16 hours a week. So I didn't really have much past food, gas, and rent money at the time, so. I didn't get my own Wi-Fi until I was 23. Yep. So, yeah. I was part near graduating college at that point. Hmm. That was as I was finishing up my degree. So, yeah. Yeah. In my apartment, what I did instead of anything else was I used to watch movies on repeat. Because I've never been a big actual pay attention to what's on the TV sort of person. I would watch the same, like 10 DVDs on repeat. Just in the background. They were old enough DVDs that they would just, like, start the movie over again when it ended. So just play on repeat out loud, because background noise. Background noise! My VHS tapes. Yeah, those were harder to find at the time for me. Harder to find. In my area. And I didn't have money to buy new things. Like, even secondhand new things. So it's literally the only 10 DVDs I had, which I had for several years at that point. I had gotten a box set of these when I was maybe a sophomore and junior in high school for Christmas. And yeah, I watched exclusively that box set of DVDs. I didn't watch them, I just put them on the background. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Because that's what I had. And then eventually I was gifted a console. Like, and I played. This was my first introduction to actually playing video games. I was gifted a console so that I could do raids with a friend group. They needed a 6th for raids, so I was gifted a console so that I could, exclusively for the fact that I could bring it to their house and be another body. That's when I started playing video games for the first time, because I was not allowed to play video games when I was a kid. The first video game I played was during this time when I lived by myself. I borrowed 3DS, and I played Ocarina of Time for the very first time on 3DS in my apartment. Yeah. I hardly played video games, so she may have used it once a month at most. Yeah, I was gifted it by someone, but exclusively for the purpose of they needed a 6th on their raid team. And anybody was better than nobody. And I was really bad at video games, but I was a 6th! So, you know. And then I would have to take my my TV and the PlayStation to their house every weekend, and we would have like, I was somebody. Exactly. And then all 6 of us would be in the same like room, and we'd all play together. It was actually like, it's actually very fond times. Very fond times. All 6 of us would do raids together in the same room. Very fond times. That's how I got into video games. I'm not good at them. I mean, I'm okay at them, I guess, but... Good luck to you, Nuclear Jackal. Good luck. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm gonna tighten this up just a little bit, and then I'm gonna do this. Whoop. Then I'm gonna do this. Whoop. And I'm gonna do this. Whoop. And I'm gonna do this. Honk. And then I'm gonna do this. Whoop. This a little bit tighter. Means I'm just gonna finagle. Get my stitches a twite, Smikes. Twite. Twite. I just like to distribute the weight of my stitches sometimes, okay? It's gonna look a little better. We've made a good progress on this this year sweater, I feel. We've made a good progress. We've made a good progress. I'm quite pleased. I am quite pleased with our progress. Honk to you too. Yes, yes indeed, honk. Honk to you as well. Honk to you as well. Yes indeed. We were on the red stripe when we started this morning, so we've done 2 full stripes. 2 full stripes. Need to figure out what I know what I'm doing the rest of the day. Love you! I know what I'm doing the rest of the day. But that's because I had an idea for writing this morning. And I didn't get to go into it because it was time to start the stream. I'm gonna be writing. Because I had an idea. And now I need to get it out. I need to get it out. I will. I will. I am enjoying putting myself into Bavarious brains. Bavarious brains. That's a new word if I ever did hear one. Bavarious brains. I already did! I just did a little bit ago. I already did. Various brains. Various brains. I'm excited. Putting myself in various shoes, various brains, different pants. Bavarious Cal. I really like sausage and pretzels, and you cannot change my mind. Which is true. I do like pretzels. Pretzels are great, okay? Pretzels are great. To live on. Just jazzing. Soft pretzels are great, eh? I love a good soft pretzel. Top tier. My last roll before I have to increase. I grew up near Philly. I've used to great ones. Wish I grew up near Philly. Freaking love that place. Freaking love that place. I have a very soft spot. A very soft spot for Philadelphia. Weirdly enough. A very soft spot for Philadelphia. I did talk about it earlier. I talked about it earlier. About how, being in a certain place for the first time where I felt like I was allowed to be the self that I was never allowed to be in life up until that point. Like that freedom of being in a place where no one knows you. You know? So that's why I have a soft spot for Philadelphia. Because that's the first time I was like away from my like perceived baggage of my upbringing, so to speak. The first time where I was like away from the places that I knew, you know? The places where I know things. And I don't know, I have a real soft spot for it. Chicago was for you. Yeah, I can see that. I've never been to Chicago. So. Nothing to do but drink. So yeah. That was that's why it holds such a soft place in my heart. It was the first time that I was away. You know, from, you know, the places where I grew up. The area where I grew up, even the state that I grew up in. It's like I could go anywhere in this state and kind of know where I am, you know? Yeah, Ume, but for me it was no one knows who I am, no one cares who I am. Right? There's a certain magic in being completely anonymous. To me. You know? Of being a person who grew up in a very specific way, in a very specific place where everyone knows you. Everyone has preconceived notions. And always being in a place where people knew my family. Because you've got to realize that even now, I don't live near my family. People know who I am. I have such a large family that if I'm anywhere in this general area in the States, someone knows someone I'm related to. I can't just go invisible. I don't have that option. Like, anywhere in the state, really. I have such a big family, someone knows someone in my family. And I've always hated that. When you have a, like, first level family that has about 60 people in it, you can't just go invisible. Like, I haven't talked to my family in, specifically my dad's family, in almost, like, over 5 years or so. But someone can still look at my face and be like, you're one of those... Sorry, I'm trying to think of a really generic English name. And suddenly I can't remember any English names that exist in the history of forever. You're one of those Smith kids, aren't you? It's like... It caught me. You know? Yep. 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 And so you can't, you know, because we're all very similar, like, set of, we all look related, is the thing. So, we have very specific features where we all look very similar. Not, like, similar, like, y'all look like you're twins. Like, similar, like, my genes have a very strong dominance for having these specific eye shapes. As you can see, everyone who I am related to has this eye shape. Specifically. We all have it. Every single one of my 31st cousins has this eye shape. It's annoying. So, like, that magic of that first time being in a place where nobody knew me and nobody cared. It's just... like, it's just, like, one of the fondest times. And I was only there for, like, a short period of time, but, like, within the time that I was there, I was like, I could live here. I could live here. Like, I like, immediately was like, yep. I like it. You look very different. Yeah, well, I grew up with some people thinking that, you know, me and my sister were the same person, even though I don't think we look that much alike. Having to deal with that and the negative connotations to that because I'm not particularly fond. You know? Now that I've had time to process my, trauma. You know? Cries. Aww. I was gonna go with Brown. And then Ume said Smith. But then I was like, I know someone with last name Brown. I probably shouldn't use that one. I'm gonna tell you a random cool. I would love to hear a random cool story. They felt at home anywhere. It's more of a, this is close enough to work that I'm not driving hours daily. Yeah, it'll work. Yeah. And to keep away from my family. Oh yeah, 25. I feel you on that one. And when he started school, the teacher was like, "Oh, you're one of the Smith kids." His response was, "I'm an only child." Yeah, I grew up in a very similar sort of situation. I have 31st cousins on my dad's side. And we all started growing up in the same area, like the same town. It was very small. Let's just say the class that I was going to graduate in had 20 kids. We moved away from there. But yeah. The fact that most of my grade was made up by my cousins. Kind of weird. Luckily, eventually, people started spreading out a little bit. 19 of the kids, were your cousins? No, all but my 3 siblings were my cousins. And myself. So, out of 30, 26 of them were my cousins. Yeah, I think there were several Smiths in my neighborhood at one point. They were not related at all, hence Smith is my first go-to. I get that, yeah. So yeah. I just didn't want to use the same generic last name that is my family, no, it's not my family name anymore. I've changed my name, but you know, whatever. Because it is very, sounds kind of culty. Some of my family members are in a cult. 25. That's why it sounds culty. Accurate. Accurate. There's a reason why it sounds culty. I wonder what it's like to have someone tell you your kid looks like you. What do we mean by that? I mean, I heard that a lot when I used to be around my sister's kid, because my sister's daughter looked exactly like me when she was younger. So, like, I was raising her, as we know, and it was kind of weird. And people would be like, "Ah, your daughter looks just like you." And I'd be like, "This is my niece. I'm 17. It's not mine, I promise." This is not my child! Not my child! I'm innocent! But to be fair, allegedly, me and my sister look a lot alike, so. Help! Moose has a sword! Moose! No do stabbies! Like even cousins, which is why my parents joked that I'd switch you with his wife's kid at birth. You know, you can hope, Ume, that someday you'll find out that you don't belong to your family and maybe inherit a lot of money from a doctor who is specialized in obstetrics and maybe has some of that. Meanwhile, like, my dad always thought I was someone else's kid, and would gladly get rid of me. And also, meanwhile, I was like, yeah, I hope so. You have 2 experiences, yeah. Well, I have that now because I have a very obscure last name now. At least where I am in the world. It's obscure. Lucky for her, she looks like you. What, my niece? No, I have vague traits like their hair color, eye color. Well, hair color and eye color, everyone can have. I mean, there's only so many you can choose. There's only so many you can choose. Good morning, Rib Muncher! I'm still holding out for finding out that I am not related to my parents. You know, that would be a good thing in my book. I would love that. Like, alas, my wishes, they do come true. They do come true. It was my mom's sister that they always said was a milkman's kid. She also doesn't look like any of the family except for her own kids. Yay. I don't necessarily feel like looking like is a good judge of whether or not you're related to someone. But if you look exactly like, that's different, but and you are the spawn of a rich Victorian horse trainer, and your inheritance will be a giant Victorian house and $10 million and some horses, hopefully. I would love that. Thank you. Actually, not the horses, because, like, horses are kind of scary. Low-key scary to me. Low-key scary. Very cool. I like Ariel and her mom. Some of you have to remember the photo. Yeah, they look very much like pygmy goats. I used to have pygmy goats, Mikes. So Victorian? No, they're not. If you think Victorians are prude, you're reading the wrong history. Well, they were very structured outside of their home. Victorians were freaks, and you cannot change my mind. Okay. My brother was so well known that even though me and my sister went to a different school, we were not his sister. That's funny. You can't change my mind. They were, okay? Victorians were freaks. You cannot change my mind. They were freaks. I forgot that I was supposed to increase this round. I was too animatedly talking about Victorians being freaks. Don't judge me. It's true. Well, some of them were not. The majority of Victorians were freaks. Yes! They created a lot of interesting things, 25. Lots of interesting things. Lots of very interesting things. There was a time. Okay, it was a time. They also created photo editing. And all sorts of different things. They were, very creative. A lot of the misconceptions we know about history were created by the Victorians. Just because, you know, they could. Yeah, we've talked about it before. In my corset talks that happen occasionally when I get into a tizzy about someone saying something about corsets that's wrong. I get into a thing about it. The Victorians made up a lot of stuff about a lot of things that aren't necessarily true. They believed a lot of weird things. They came up with a lot of weird things. They thought about a lot of weird things. So don't you worry, Victorians. We see you. We see you. Okay, I need to get to this last increase and then it's time for the thing. It's time for the thing. And I think we've done a bang up job, personally, because I think we've knit about 3 inches of the sweater today. About 3 inches, which is pretty cool. Also, like, that time period was, like, high time for spiritualism, which is very, very interesting to look into. And, yeah. No, not a, well, you've got to think about it in a different perspective. Well, some of them were there to make money. It was a whole movement, and not just necessarily just for that. It was a whole movement about thinking differently about the afterlife. Heading out to the comic book store to grab some Tims. What would you like? Black coffee. I wanna be where my people are. Have fun! I forgot it was Wednesday. No, it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. I was like, I forgot it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday in my brain because I skipped Monday. Fake news was a legit thing, yeah. Because they needed to fill gaps. Yeah! Yeah, so they would just make up stuff, and it was great. But not all spiritualists are scammers. Just saying that, it means you don't know the history of the spiritualism movement, so look into it. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, they were very much just making stuff up a lot about a lot of things. A lot of what you think you know about, like, older time periods was just stuff made up by the Victorians. Like, anything that's considered medieval torture stuff is likely just something that the Victorians found and were like, this looks like it could only be for one thing: torture. And since there was nothing to back it up, because just written history wasn't as about before then, there wasn't anything to disclaim it, so and they were real freaky, okay? They're like, yes, torture. We love torture. Everything's torture. Yeah. They basically changed the past to fit what they wanted it to be. So, yeah. It's just, you know, it's great. It's great. There we go. It's just an interesting time, like, to, like, just to, like, read about, because, like, well, things, you know, you can look from the modern perspective and be like, wow, that's crazy, but when you put it in this perspective of, like, these people were just making stuff up just because they could, it makes it so much more fun. Like, no one can prove me wrong. So therefore I can do it. It's just a funny thing. You put it into that mindset. It was just a fun time. It's a fun time now that you can look back in the time period with, like, hindsight. You know? And that stuff was nasty. A lot of things were nasty, though. No? But it was a time of human experimentation, Ume. A time of human experimentation. It's like things started to be shifting from, like, things are scarce to things can be made much cheaper and faster, because, you know, the time period was of the time that new things were being made and machines were coming about and hither and thither, and So everyone was just experimenting with everything, and it was a time. It was a time. Because traveling was made easier. And yeah, like things were becoming more available from other places, and yeah! Journey. A journey it was. Okay. Friends. Fam. Here we go. Here we go. We're making our way down the body. It's getting body. It's getting body. He's getting there. It's down to here now. We're getting there. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Do. We're gonna way down the body. Yep. Let us see. Let us take a look. It's in a book. It's reading rainbow. Ooh. Ooh. I think I know where we're gonna go. I think I know where we'll go. But let's take the thanks and then head on a raid. Dragon Priestess, Vanished Fox, thank you for the bits. I want to thank Jack of Roses for the resub. I want to thank Just TK for the gifted subs, and I want to thank LNL Covers for the raid. I want to thank our moderators for keeping our community safe, and I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with me today, whether you're here chatting or lurking in the bathroom. Mira! Hi, Mira! Welcome in, Mira! Welcome in, Mira! How are you? How was your day? I love your face! Been lurking. You've been busy. But I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I love your face. And I will see you all tomorrow. We're gonna go on a raid. I love you. Bye. Bye, I love you. Bye-bye. Bye, I love you. Bye. 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 Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye.